Today, we're going to take a look at how to add contacts inside of the Systems Accelerator Manager. Now, you might have contacts from several different places. Either A, you've gathered information from your website, or perhaps you just have a spreadsheet that you keep all of your different contacts in. So we've got a couple different ways that we can add these inside of SAM. We're going to take a look at each of them, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to use the contact section. So let's go ahead and dive in, but we're going to start off by looking at a spreadsheet really quick. Okay, so perhaps you have a spreadsheet that has all of your different lead details in it. This is pretty common for most real estate agents. And truthfully, some agents actually kind of live in these spreadsheets. Something to note before we do anything with the spreadsheet, it's best practice to keep the very top of it as titles, right? So as you can see, all of my first names have the title of first name. I have last name, email, phone number, notes. There's lots of different things that we can add inside of SAM. So just kind of organizing them by these different things is going to help us to add them into SAM in just a second. So now that we have all of these details in a spreadsheet organized, whether it's through Google or Excel, we need to download it. And the thing that we need to do is go File, Download, and download a comma separated value, or a CSV. Now, the reason we do this is the easiest way for the software or for SAM to be able to read this. This is pretty standard. I would wager you probably have a CSV, but I do want to note this because this is something that oftentimes trips up people when we're asking them to take and import all of their different details. So we're going to go ahead and download this. You're going to see that it gets downloaded, and now we can go ahead and dive into SAM. Okay, now that we're in SAM, we're going to go ahead and navigate on the left-hand side to the contacts section. Once we're in the contact section, there's a couple of different things that we can do. Very first, on the top right-hand side, there's a new contact button. Now, if we click that, we're able to add a one-off contact, and we can fill out as much information as we have. Now, oftentimes in my business, what this is from is when I have just a single contact comes in, someone reaches out to me, and I need to add their information into the system. This is the easiest way oftentimes to do this. Now, lots of different information here from the contact side, the contact information, and truthfully, just fill out as much as you can, kind of explore the different areas that you can add information. One of the things that I do want to take a personal note at is this contact preference. We're going to be diving into this a little bit later, but I am a millennial and I do not like phone calls. So my contact preference is not going to be phone. It's probably going to be email or SMS. So those are really fun things. You can select the native language that they prefer, and we'll show you a little bit later how SAM can actually translate things. So perhaps you write in English, but someone prefers Spanish. It can be translated into that. And we'll be diving into the different sections from tags, important dates, personal details, priorities, notes, and all of those different things in other videos. So you can go ahead and save that for now, but fill out as much information as you can in the contact section. So now that we have our contact, we can go ahead and hit the back. SAM's going to automatically save it. Now, the next way that we can add a contact is using that CSV that I just showed you. So on the right-hand side, this 3 stacked bars, we're going to go ahead and click that and click this Import CSV Using AI. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and hit this green Select CSV File. That's going to be the file that we just downloaded. And then Sam's going to go ahead and open up our browser. We can select that file, click open. Now, what Sam's going to do is it's going to look at all those headers and it's going to go ahead and try and figure it out. Now, traditionally speaking, in a CRM, this is probably one of the most difficult things because you have to go through each and every one of these fields and you have to say, what is that field actually? So this is a way that Sam already off the cuff is able to just speed up the process, make it really easy. This was what I was really hoping to do when I worked at a CRM. I had spent hours of my life actually mapping these for customers. And so being able to have Sam do this for you is just, it's going to be night and day for you. So there's a couple different things I want to note. Now, if for some reason there's a tag that you wanted to add to this specific spreadsheet, you can add this at the very top and it will get added. Now, if it's a note that you already have in your tags section, you don't need to add it. In fact, it would be best not to add it. If for some reason the sample data on this right-hand side is blank and you need to try and figure out what the different database field is, you can hit this next button and it'll sort through the different sample data in your CSV so that you can kind of look at the different things. If you need to adjust a CSV header and a database field, all you need to do is click this drop-down menu and you can select from all of the different fields that are available. I've tried to make this really easy to do, but primarily speaking, Sam should be able to do most of the heavy lifting for you. Now, if this is a CSV that you're going to be either using often or it's a format in the different fields being positioned different places that you might use recurring, you can hit this save map and be able to save it so that Sam will remember this. If you end up having to kind of adjust a lot of database fields, this can oftentimes speed up the process for later. If you need to load the maps that you've saved, you can click load map. If you want to delete the map, you can do that. For some reason, you selected the wrong CSV, you can hit close and try again. But once you're ready, go ahead and click this green begin import, and Sam will start looking at all of the different columns, all of the different rows, and it'll put all of these into your contact section. So boom, now we have our contacts inside of Sam. Now, the last way that we can import a contact into Sam is one of my favorites. This is a really cool one. And this is something that is currently specific to Sam as far as I know. Let's say we are prospecting a lead or we're working with someone and we just happen to search up their details in, say, a social media account like LinkedIn. So right now, here's my LinkedIn, and I, could click on my profile. I can learn about the different job titles that I have, but I can also click contact information, and I can grab all of the different contact information I have here. Now, going back inside of Sam with the different contact information, perhaps it's on LinkedIn, perhaps it's on a website, or just somewhere that you found their information. On the right-hand side, those three stacked bars again, we can click Import Single Contact using AI. Now, it's going to bring up a text field that we can go ahead and click into, and we can paste all the information we know that we were able to find. Now, this is just the LinkedIn information, but from here, what I am able to do is I click OK, and Sam's going to go ahead and read all this information, and it's going to start importing it based on what it knows, what it thinks it is, and it's going to put it in the proper field. So this is a really cool way that you can add single one-off information that you've gathered from websites, from social media, or that perhaps you just have in a lead form that you gathered from leads inside of your website. So I really enjoy this one, and I just wanted to draw attention to it. Now that we have contacts inside of SAM, let's go ahead and look at how we can sort or kind of file our different contact details. So there are a couple of things to note. If you hover over the header, you're going to be able to adjust the positioning of the contacts from, name preference. If you click this little funnel icon, though, you're going to be able to do some specific sorting. So you can either sort Z to A, sort A to Z, and you can also filter by text fields. In the past, when I worked for a CRM, the customers all the time would ask, hey, do you have the ability to sort by what's called Boolean logic? If this, then that, but it may have multiple different ifs. It's kind of a high tier thinking, but you can basically, does not equal, equal, begins with, and you can start to build out these really intricate filters to find specific details. So that's kind of cool. You can filter by that, but you can also just search specific details. So by default, all of your contacts are going to be selected, but maybe I just want to look for Harry. Well, now I can search for Harry. I can select Harry, and then I hit OK, and then Harry will be my only contact selected. So that's really cool too. Now, clicking back into the funnel, we can go ahead and deselect, reselect everyone, go back to a regular contact list, and all of these different filters are available not just in first name, but in all of the different fields that we have inside the contact card. So that's really cool. Now, the last thing I want to draw attention to, let's go ahead and move all the way over the right-hand side back to that three stacked bars. Now, from here, we can actually build out specific layouts that we want to see. So we can configure layouts, we can save layouts, we can load layouts, and let's go ahead and configure a layout this time. Now, at the very top, perhaps you want to lock down a specific field. And so I'm going to click one because category is at the very top of my list. That's the one that gets locked. That means that it's going to stay there, period. And you'll notice that I have lots of different fields checked off. Something that I can do is I can click this select to top. It's going to move all of the checked boxes all the way up to the top. So that's really helpful. Once you have your list sorted, you can move all of them to the top, kind of see what you've got going on. For now, let's go ahead and build out a list that just has first name, last name, and phone number. Perhaps we're building a call list, right? So now we're going to go ahead and save. I'll name this layout as call list and click save. So now you can see my list is filtered by first name, last name, and phone number. That's pretty cool. That's the only detail that I can see. Now, obviously, I can either click into a contact by double clicking and I can see all their details. Or something really cool that you can do inside of SAM is you can click and then slide it to the right and click edit. You can move into it as well. So kind of a mobile feature moved desktop. I really enjoy that. But you'll see on the right-hand side, I have this call list selected. Now, I have lots of different lists that you could build out. One that has phone, email, tag. I have my standard, which is just the default. And so you can start to build out these layouts in a different way in which you're able to kind of customize these things. Now, the other way in which you can build these layouts, perhaps we use these filters. We get a filtered layout how we want it. We can go ahead and using those 3 stacked bars, go back to this layout, and that's where that save layout is going to come into play. So that's the different ways in which you can use layouts. You can start to see your contact information in different ways. So from here, that is the contact section. So go ahead and start importing, bringing those contacts inside of SAM, build out some layouts. That way you can see your information the ways you want to see it. Click around all the different filters so you can start to play around. And I will see you on the next training. We are going to be diving into lots of different details inside of the contact section. But for now, let's go ahead and bring those contacts inside of SAM, and we will meet you on the other trainings.